Let's see if this works. Shall we? Okay, excellent condition. Let's close this down. Okay. What is up, everyone? Today we're going to be designing some cool things on Figma, learning more about Figma, and also just planning on Notion. Two really good tools that I use on a consistent basis, and basically that have changed my life and helped me for the better for design and also just time management and organization. So I think we're live. I think we're good. Yeah. Cool. We're live. Got my good old coffee. Coffee's hits different on a Friday night, you know? It's just like that chill vibe. But yeah, I'm just gonna be sharing this on Twitter, and then yeah, we'll get going. Can I see? Let's see. Can we do this? Let's see if I can get the... Alright, let's see if we can share this. Come on. Alright, Alright, nice. I think we're in. I think we're good. Well, okay, so if you haven't noticed from the last last episode, I have created this cool little border thing. So I've just been learning a bit of OBS and learning how to create scenes. Just trying to make things easier. So if I go, now let's say if I go here, I'm gonna want this on here now. So then I can change this guy to display that. Awesome, cool. It's not crazy different thing, but I'm just learning a bit more of OBS. Okay. And I have some copyright or non-copyright lo-fi music, hopefully, so I hope this time they don't spam me for not using the right music. But anyways, okay, so there's two main things I want to do today. The first one would be designing Figma. So it's pretty meta right now because I literally just posted these things just using these little slides or thumbnails, you can call it, that I used for just posting that I'm live. So I just did those literally in like seconds within Figma, so that's pretty cool. Back to my portfolio, I made some progress on designing my portfolio, so that's kind of, I'll do a little walkthrough of it, or maybe a run through because we don't need that much time to go through the updates. But okay, so yeah, work article, resources, info, that's still there. Multidisciplinary designer, writer, content creator based in Barrie. I still don't know about Barrie, Canada, because I don't know, again, not that many people know where Barrie is particularly, but so I've decided to go with the 3. I had a couple other people talk to me about them liking the 3 and just adding a bit more clarity, or just confirming that the 3 is a really good way to go. 3 column instead of 2 column. So the work, I put a little bit of just some of the actual work that I've been doing that's coming down the pipe, but just as placeholder. So then after that I did articles. So I'm gonna differentiate work from articles by making these a bit taller in thumbnail size. And I really love the whole infinite carousel idea, so that like once you click on the next one, or whichever one you choose, or there'll be a scroll bar down there, and then this just like kind of shifts to the right. But yeah, so that's articles. And then newsletter, I'm really hoping to get back on the newsletter game. It's been a while since I've been running my newsletter, but it's just like I haven't had a website in so long, and I've been learning Webflow, and so there's a bunch of different aspects that I'm just like, I really want to get back into it. I missed it for a while. I love communicating through written, and it's also a good way to kind of funnel other things so that people know what you're doing constantly and just keeping them updated. So for instance, if I'm doing Medium articles, I can post a Medium article there. Or sorry, I post a Medium article and then I can use my newsletter to tell people that I've created an article or written an article. And then I think I still have a couple more to go, a couple more sections. I'm trying to remember which ones I'd want. I might do a little like freebies section at the front, maybe, or maybe just like an incentive to sign up. And then after that, you scroll down to the footer, and I just love using the emoji of the heart for Webflow. So made with love and Webflow. All rights reserved. Stay connected. So these will just be like tags. I'm still debating if I want to use actual icons instead of just tags, but anyways. And then so stay the just kind of like the term I'm using, stay connected, stay around, just kind of keeping things consistent. I might put playground at the top in the top nav. Still not sure yet. I really love, there's this really great designer, Tobias Van Schneider. I think I touched on him last time. And oh yeah, I touched on his website. And he has an article that really talks about how few designers have this page dedicated to playground, and just like being able to have your own place where like you could do whatever you want. It's free of judgment, or even free of just like being consistent with your brand or whatever you do as a designer. And then free stuff, I left it down here because I want people to have fun with it. Kind of, if they all like scroll all the way down to the bottom of the website, then they can actually get actual free stuff. So a lot of it's just resources that I have already, template stuff, just like giving value to people so that they want to come back to the website, or they want to connect with me because they just see that like I want to help people genuinely. So that's it in a nutshell. I still have to finish this part because I just want something to kind of end cap it. So if I go here, I'm just gonna go back to Greg Gunn's website because it's a pretty good it's a pretty good template, or it's a pretty good reference for having a good like portfolio website. It's got featured work, clients. I don't really have that yet. I'd love to work for a lot of these clients someday. Oh, testimonials, true. True. Free resources. Keep your inbox interesting. Yeah, he's got a nice... I did something like this for my other... Oh, did I delete the other stuff? Oh, no, okay. I was gonna say... It's like, oh, shoot. No, okay, so I tried... So these are like my other ideas. This one's a bit more playful. And I do like it, but again, like I'm big on like the minimalist thing, and I do like the wacky type. It's super like funky. But again, like I'm just trying to get my work out there so people know what I do. This one's a direct link to the YouTube channel. I wouldn't mind putting this on here because it'd be cool to show people that I do that. It's working a great idea together. So yeah, this one's kind of like a play on of this, which, Greg, if you're watching, I promise I'm not trying to copy exactly, but a lot of times for design, like that's how you learn. You learn by copying, and it's not something like you copy and then you just use it exactly. It's more just like you take the principles of what you learned through copying and then you apply it to make original work. And there's an argument that, like, there's not really original work anymore. Everything's just like two ideas put together to make something new, which, it's kind of true in a sense, but just like I always think of the book. Because I like the breaking it up of like more on one column than the other column. We can do this. Leave some space. Yeah. Oh, come on. Come on. Snap on, Figma. And then we can do, maybe we can make this like semi-bold. Maybe a little bit bigger. 30. And is that, why did I say username? It's not username, it's name. It can be like full name. Oh, how do we do that? How did I do that? Now I want to know. Okay. Good old, what's it called? Keyboard shortcuts. Oh man, apparently it's hard to talk on a Friday night, but coffee does help, so keep drinking coffee. Yeah, I have a late 2015 MacBook Pro that's been used for so many different cases, and I've used it for video editing and like so many high GPU, CPU performance stuff. So everything's kind of slow if I'm running OBS and then live streaming it to YouTube. A very graphically intense program. So I'm thinking about building a PC next year. And I say next year because this year my focus is going to be, or the rest of this year, I'm turning my focus towards this thing. So I just thought of like, um, how can I help graphic designers like who want to start out? Like I've seen them on Instagram, and I get people asking me, how do I start? How do I like begin? And so like from that, I was like, okay, how can I? Because if any of you guys know Jack Butcher on Instagram, or sorry, on Twitter, he's been this kind of voice of reasoning and like showing people that like you can really create something wonderful and then be able to sell it on platforms that people want, and it'll just kind of multiply itself. And not that it does happens like by itself, but like you put in the work of like um, organically um, marketing, so to speak, and then using that, like leveraging the people that have used your product and for them to kind of multiply that effect. And so he calls that whole thing build once, sell twice. And obviously that's a super simple phrase and premise, but the implications behind that are massive because he proved it while he was making it on Twitter. So that's kind of what I'm doing right now. I'm gonna be hopefully trying to live stream as much as possible the process. And if you guys want to follow me on Twitter, it's um, at Alex __ Pressa. And you can follow me on there, so you can see the process of what I'm building. And again, so what I'm building is a guide, basically a guidebook, an interactive PDF. So you can call it an ebook, but I would call it a guidebook. Basically, an interactive PDF filled with tons of resources for graphic designers who are starting out their journey. The reason I'm doing that is because, one, I really want to genuinely help people. I want to genuinely like make a beginner's time easier for them to kind of launch pad and to kick off their career, because it's not easy for everyone, and especially in other countries where resources are small, you know, tools are hard to come by, and you have to pay for everything, and let alone maybe they don't even have internet on a regular basis. So being able to help people out in that sense, um, because I've been given a good opportunity where I live to be able to get an education, and not everyone gets that opportunity. So I just want to give back. That's the gist of it. I just want to give back. So all that to say, yeah, I'm on this journey. I hate saying the word journey, but I'm on this project to build this guide. So so far I've just been literally running my thoughts on how it's gonna like what's the framework for it, how it's gonna look like, what's it gonna include, and so like categories. So there'll be links to videos, there'll be links to books, there'll be links to PDFs, so additional PDFs that can either act as like practice files or what else, or just like additional like material to read that's in shorter format as opposed to actual books. And there's also like ebooks, so it doesn't have to necessarily just be physical books. I want to make this as easy as possible for people to access, right? So the internet lends itself to more ebooks and more PDFs as opposed to actual physical books. But if you can get your hand on some books, there's some really good incentive for that. Courses. So there's like beginner courses that you can take. There's courses on. I mean, I think of the future, and just like they have courses on basically everything, and even more business related stuff as opposed to design related stuff. So there'll be links to that. I'm gonna see if I can try and get, and this is some inside scoop stuff because not everyone's watching this, and at the time that I'm trying to get this out, not everyone will know. But if you are watching, you're the first to know that I'm gonna try my hardest to get some discounts for some courses, however small it may be. I just really want to see if I can make that happen, even just to try and see if people will help me or budge in some way. I'd love to make that happen. So links to YouTube channels, that's pretty easy. Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook groups, all those accounts. Some of the big ones that it's just good to follow because they really just kind of they keep jogging your memory to try and stay focused and stay practiced. Yeah. So what I'm doing today, though, is I'm going to be planning the timeline of kind of everything that's going to go down. So sometimes the best way to work on a timeline, or I guess most of the time the best way to work on it, is to set a due date or to set a launch date. So I'm going to go ahead and set my launch date to Christmas. Now, the threshold is you can spend as much time as you want on a product, but you also want to test your product and see if it's actually worthwhile for people to get. And the only way to do that is to put it out there. So there's like this, like, I want to say like this, like, yeah, like a threshold or like a graph where, like, you know, there's like the maximizing what value you could put into a product and then the time it takes to make the product. And this is so much easier to do on an iPad, but I don't have access to one right now. But basically, actually I can do this on Figma. I don't know why I'm freaking out. Do I have, oh, is there no brush? Wait, there's no brush on Figma yet? Okay. Let's see if I can juggle something. I'm getting real fancy here, guys. I'm doing this for you. Okay. It's pretty basic. Pretty normal. Okay. So, what I'm trying to get at is, okay, there's a line here. Yeah, basically, you don't want to wait forever to launch your product, but you also don't want to rush it so that, like, you don't come up with something that's like completely not good for anyone to use. But again, you can only do that if you test out okay. So basically, this is what I'm trying to. Oh, of course, you got to give it a stroke. Let's do 3 here. Okay, and then. Oh man, I don't know why everything lags. Well, I do know why everything lags because my old computer. But okay, so you have time, and of course everything's filled in the opposite color. Okay, so let's do. I hope you're keeping track with me because I know I could have prepared for this, but anyways, I'm just trying to make a point here. So there is time, so the elapsing of time, and then there's also the value. So then this is like profit wise, or like, I guess you could say like, yeah, you say profit. So like the more time goes on and the more you're adding value, because hopefully the more time goes on, the more stuff you're putting into your product. So the more research you're putting into your product, the more you know, everything into your product, and then so it gets to a point where like you have to launch, and so you miss, or maybe I shouldn't have done that. It should have just been like a plateau at some point, because you can only do so much without actually testing the product and seeing if people want that. And you know, a lot of times that's what user testing is for, so you can find out, okay, will this work, will this not, what do we need to change. But again, you can only do that if you launch your product. So my point is, after I said all of that, we want to get to a point where we're like right here, and by we I mean me, the solo venture. And so at this point, I hope that this will be like Christmas, because then what you can do from that point is you can literally just like get people's reactions, get their feedback, and then just keep iterating the product to make it better. And that's how you just make the best you possibly can, generate more sales, and then again, like if you have a genuine mission behind the product, I think for sure you can make an impact. So that's kind of what I'm aiming at. So going back, so I say Christmas, so December 25th, 2020. So also why I say that is because Christmas is a great time to offer discounts, and I would love to launch it with a really reduced rate, so people, one, it'll be easy for people to access, because you know, instead of paying $50 for something, you bring that value down to maybe say $5, and you pack it with so much value that people can't resist it, right? And that's the hopes with the aesthetic side of creating a product. Like you want to make something that's irresistible, that's also quality, but also matches the price that you're paying for it. So all that being said, here we are working on the timeline, and I'm excited. Hey Jalel, nice to see you in the chat here. Don't worry about your internet. My internet's worse. So I don't know if it's my internet or it's a mix of internet and my old computer, but hopefully this live stream is still broadcasting. So yeah, hope your night's going well. You can always catch me on the socials if you ever need to talk. And yeah, we continue. Actually, I'm gonna see if I can do this, because then I can see the comments live. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so timeline. Launch day, we got Christmas. So, you know, that is approximately, what's today? Actually, I can get a count. See, that's the beauty of Notion. Like, you can add stuff in calendar, inline calendar, just so we can launch. Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 7 weeks, so that's approximately yeah, approximately, what am I saying? 7 weeks, 8 weeks is 2 months. So yeah, we almost, I mean, technically we almost have 2 months. I don't know why I was freaking out there. It's literally just, anyways, but yeah, so seven weeks. So now that we know, we can kind of backtrack from there, right? How much time we can spend on. So let's say we spend 2 weeks on research, 2 weeks on compiling. So just putting everything together. Compiling. So that's 4 weeks, and then 2 weeks on design. So maybe I should do, because I can see possible. One week on compiling. 2 weeks on that, because design is key to make things aesthetically pleasing, and people would want to see like, oh, that actually looks like a nice product I want to use. So that's 5 weeks, and then we should do 2 weeks of promotion. And I kind of want to break that down, so we can do a little tab over here. 2 weeks of promotion. So first week could be like word of mouth, or people that I know. And then second week, why am I doing this? Week one, and then week 2. Is social media channels. So that could be Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn. And I can't think of anything. So like this is where like my newsletter would come in handy, because then I could put it in there. And again, building your email list is another big thing you could do, because it's literally you're bringing people to yourself. So you're generating your own subscribe count that like you can control, so to speak. So yeah, 7 week breakdown. So then what we can do now is turn into a toggle list. Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. Okay, so I'm going to do this and toggle list, and then we'll put these guys in here, and then we'll do toggle list. Promotion. Nice. Okay. Perfect. And then these 3 guys change toggle lists. So basically, just again, we're just breaking things down, because for any complicated thing, you can actually reach there if you just break it down into smaller things. Okay, so 2 weeks of researching, 1 week of compiling, 2 weeks of design, and 2 weeks of promotion. So researching, the big thing is obviously internet. Well, I mean, that is what it is. I don't know why I said internet, but so I guess now we can set kind of dates on them. So 2 weeks. So from today, we should be finished on November 20th. The researching stage. Then 1 week, so November 27th, we should be done the compiling stage, and that just means gathering all the